on Jaxas on Baiken, JDD on the Anji Mito. This is losers quarterfinals, and we're already starting. Baiken immediately going in for some crazy damage here.
Yeah, but farming Anji a burst already.
Control the flow of the match. We lost Anji's burst, but he's got Baiken in the corner. Burst well spent, I say. However, that counter hit from Baiken is going to lead us back into the middle, but that's PRC to keep it safe, but that overhead, I never block it.
Ooh, shimmy!
On the shimmy on the throw in the corner. This is a really scary spot for Baiken, even with the burst, but still, we're bringing it back to neutral. So much back and forth between these two. Their offensive strategies on both sides really paying off. What anti-air not going to get us anywhere. And the right in front. This is really scary for Anji. And that's going to be a first round for Baiken. Had no burst spent, so this is a pretty rough spot for Anji. He does have the deflect shield possibility. However, he wants to be the one getting in. Both of these characters can be so aggressive when they need to be, but Baiken having him in the corner and gets the cross.
He got a wild assault. I think he tried to deflect, yeah.
I think he absolutely did. Baiken's pressure so scary here.
Oh God, you're dead.
And that's going to be so much damage here with the super. Not super, however, not going to be enough. Gets the overhead. Calls out the super parry.
So many parries.
But
oh my God, what's happening?
This is really good for Anji. 100 meter and that much burst.
Oh my God.
So much potential here. YRC to just say, get off me.
No punish.
But there's not enough to really keep Baiken up. Calls out the burst. And I believe that's going to be game one to Jaxas. Such a fast game. But immediately going in such a powerful direction for Jaxas, just really throwing the control. Even on defense, he's saying, I don't respect your pressure.
Oh, we will most definitely see some 2P2B action.
Oh, absolutely. So Anji, what is he going to try and do to really stop Baiken? Immediately, again, see, he tried to get the pressure, but immediately Baiken just so fast trying to get in, and just bursting out and just controlling the flow so much more than Anji. Anji, however, trying to get it, but Baiken calls out the run-up, and is going to get some really serious corner damage here. Really scary spot for Anji. Calls but gets the parry super even with the delay.
The parry is mad active.
And such good with the tether on. That's such a good spot for Anji.
Needles catching parry.
So good for Anji having tether on that long. Maybe they need to give Anji the tether instead of Baiken. I think that's a good buff. Here we go. Anji really trying to get back in. Such scary spot for both these people. The plus frames from Anji really trying to gets them.
Oh, nice.
It's going to be a solid round one for Anji. Such a great round between both of these players. Immediate spin to call out the round start. Anji getting a solid start. Calls out the parry again. These parries just not landing on Jaxas' end. But we get the cross up Yozansen.
Misinput there.
Misinput, so we're not going to get a Super Bowl. We're still going to get the wall break.
Looking at the wrong meter. Oh, air throw.
And there we go. However, the Fish is going to give us back into the situation. So Anji, again, really solid spot. But a single burst here is all it's going to take, and that's so much meter to try and burst it. That's such a scary spot, but gets the burst off.
Nice.
This is a good spot for Baiken to get such a powerful starter, but it's going to be burst away immediately. Super scary spot for Baiken. Anji just needs one good hit.
Oh, he's trying to Beyblade in.
So much damage here. Is this going to be enough?
No.
All right, wall break here is really good for Baiken, but look, Anji almost has that 50 meter as well. Plus, and a single hit. Not going to be enough. Chip is going to do it with the 6P. That is going to be game two to JDD. They are both showing themselves an amazing contestant
JDD,
for one another.
Like a shark smelling blood in the water, chasing that last one down.
I was saying how Baiken was getting such amazing pressure and control over the set, but RNG is starting to kind of figure that out, moving and dancing around it. But Baiken coming in with that pure raw aggression and just completely ignoring so much of this control that Anji is trying to set. But Baiken still not quite
here. No, dropping
a little too much aggression.
We dropped the 5H counter hits for some close slashes.
Well, there we go. Oh, the spin is still so active for the super. No, it's not. That's going to be a punish to the spin. That's going to be some solid damage onto Anji. We're going to get the tether into the throw. This is going to hurt. There's going to be some decent damage off that throw. This is a relatively scaled super, but when you have that super, that's going to ignore some pretty solid scaling. It's not going to be enough, though.
Oh my God.
Alive,
those guts putting in work.
Two lows is going to do it to get us to the second round. Again, these call-outs round start with spin. Jax is trying to keep up the aggression, but Anji really just like trying to go for these hard call-outs now, and it's working so well in its favor. The 6P into the corner combo, but Baiken still not stopping.
Nice, stuffing with the butterfly. Oh,
but there we go.
God.
The hits from Baiken really pushing her forward into the neutral, getting a really solid hit, and now we got Anji in the opposite corner. However, the YRC is going to give him a really safe spot to try and get his control back. Some solid pressure sequencing here, but the throw into the back corner is really scary here for Anji. So much mix with, however, calling out the cross-up.
Cross-up in a 6P.
Burst is going to keep it safe, but so now we're back in a really good spot for both of them. However, a solid hit from Baiken, not enough meter.
Oh, OTG 2H.
OTG.
Damn.
That's going to go game 3 to Baiken. Such a game of cat and mouse being played between these two players. Each one really trying to take control of the flow of the match, but neither one really succeeding, with the other just constantly sort of 4D chess happening between these two rushdowns.
Yeah, great timing on that 2S with the spin. Nice. Catching Naga.
No burst from either of them. Again, just representing just how aggressive they can both be. Anji pressure really going well in this corner. Dangerous for Baiken, but we're going to get that hit on the mid. YRC to just get off me, and immediately coming back in. Again, this back and forth between them. The counter super is going to possibly wall break. No, we're not going to get the wall break, but we're going to keep pressure on the Baiken.
Oh, hold the butterfly again.
Really scary spot. Got to block the mix.
Wow.
And I got hit.
That was so good.
Really nice call out there. We gotta love those mix-ups that are just designed to know, like, they're so respectful, because like I know you would block the overhead, so here's this low. But Baiken coming in with a tether combo to try and get Anji back into this corner. Overhead knockdown,
shimmy.
Ooh, counter hit. This is really big for Anji. This is so much possible damage here. Not gonna meter extend, just rather keep the corner pressure. Baiken gonna get a solid hit, and we're gonna get some good pressure on the 2H. Yozansen to follow up the combo, get the corner break. We're not gonna be actually.
No burst, no burst.
But the burst is there. Ooh, that's gonna be. Is that one round to each of them now?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Scary spot. This could be it for JDD if Baiken gets this round. Tournament point for him. Oh, and that's gonna be solid hit from Baiken.
Yeah, I like
the
that
burst to get off, try to get the damage before it gets out into control.
Okay, I like
burst
that
immediately hit. Neither one really having sacrificed much health yet.
Tried to run it all the way in.
Big hit from Baiken. And the Yozan sends on the cross-up is going to get so much damage out of nowhere. And
oh my God.
Hit, just 3
close slash was already active.
From Baiken.
Jaxas is going to take it 3-1.
3-1 against JDD. What an amazing set between both of these players. So much aggression, so much